power, high reliability, endurance, and excellent load capacity. All these qualities describe one of the best trucks in Eastern Europe, the KrAZ 65055. This rugged and simply designed bonnet truck might be the best option for transporting heavy construction and bulk materials, such as sand, gravel, and stones. It easily operates both in quarries and on paved roads. Also, the truck, which features rear unloading, is ideally suited for road repair work. These trucks can be operated in almost any climate, as they are built in two versions. Type U, designed for moderate climates with temperatures up to plus 50 degrees Celsius, and Type T, which is used in harsh climates with temperatures down to minus 45 degrees Celsius. This model, like the entire series of KrAZ trucks produced by the legendary KrAZ automobile plant, has its own charisma with a touch of ruggedness. Extremely practical, with a minimalist design, the 65055 has traveled a long and difficult road from the first prototype to the first production truck. Its journey took an incredible 20 years. While the first production model rolled off the assembly line in Kremenchuk in 1997, after the collapse of the USSR, when Ukraine had already been independent for 6 years and was carrying out market reforms, the first prototype of this KrAZ appeared way back in 1977, when Leonid Brezhnev was in power in the Soviet Union, a period known as the era of stagnation. So this model can confidently be called a truck of the ages. The first prototype, named KrAZ 6505, was built at the beginning of 1977. Its base was yet another long-suffering series of Kremenchuk trucks, the KrAZ 250 and KrAZ 260, which had been developed by the Yaroslavl automobile plant back in the mid-50s. Then, work on it continued in Kremenchuk for almost 2 decades, and only in 1978 did these vehicles go into limited production. Why was there such a years-long delay in launching these trucks into production? Maybe the KrAZ engineers weren't qualified enough? No, and again, no. At that time, the design bureau of the Kremenchuk automobile plant was one of the best in the USSR. The reason lies elsewhere entirely. As is well known, in the Soviet Union, according to the official communist Marxist ideology, there was only one form of ownership, state ownership. All business entities, factories, and plants, including automobile ones, were subordinate to the relevant ministries, both Republican and all-Union, in Moscow. It was the ministry officials in charge of the automotive industry who determined the development strategy for both the industry as a whole and for individual automobile plants. Very often, promising automotive projects were delayed or completely failed because of bureaucratic obstacles. Throughout the entire 1960s and 1970s, ministry officials from Moscow refused to allocate funding or grant permission for the re-equipment of the plant in Kremenchuk, which would have made it possible to start producing all-metal cabs needed to launch the new third generation of KrAZ trucks. Due to the lack of specialized stamping equipment and sufficient funds, the plant in Kremenchuk was forced to continue producing trucks with wooden metal cabs. Second-generation KrAZ trucks remained the plant's main product until the early 90s. As for the KrAZ 250 and KrAZ 260 with all-metal cabs, they still managed to launch them into small-scale production starting in 1978. Under such circumstances, the chances that the new KrAZ 6505, with a payload capacity of 16 tons, would go into mass production were slim to none. Nevertheless, at the beginning of 1978, the new 3-seater model was included in the industrial plan for automobile production in the Soviet Union, scheduled through 1990. Already in the summer of that same year, a prototype of the truck was showcased to the public at the VDNH exhibition in Moscow. The prototype of the KrAZ 6505 truck, which had reduced fuel consumption to 39 liters, also took part in the international competition Agriprom 1984. After that, the vehicle underwent testing and improvements, but it was decided to postpone mass production until 1990. At the end of the 80s, the KrAZ 6505 was once again sent for testing. This time, the test drives took place in Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan, where the climate was extremely hot. As a result of these tests, which concluded in 1990, the design of the engine air supply system was modified, which made it possible to reduce fuel consumption by almost 4% when operating the vehicle in conditions where the air temperature exceeds plus 40 degrees Celsius. The upgraded truck received a new designation, 65055. In 1994, it was officially announced that mass production of the KrAZ 6505 truck family had begun, which included the KrAZ 65053, a chassis or flatbed truck with a payload capacity ranging from 18 to 21 tons, and the KrAZ 65032, an all-wheel drive dump truck with a 6x6 wheel configuration and, depending on the version, a payload capacity from 12 to 18 tons. In 1997, the first serially produced KrAZ 65055 Prorab truck was built, featuring a payload capacity from 16 to 18 tons and a 6x4 wheel configuration. This truck truly went into mass production in 2004, when 128 KrAZ 65055 dump trucks were produced in Kremenchuk. The KrAZ 6505 truck family, in its early production stages, was equipped with Yaroslavl-made V-type 8-cylinder diesel engines, the UMZ238D, with a displacement of 14.8 liters and a power output of 330 horsepower. The engine's intake system was equipped with a gas turbine boost using a single turbocharger. As for fuel consumption, the truck used 32 liters of diesel per 100 kilometers at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. At a speed of 90 kilometers per hour, the consumption increased to 37 liters. The fuel tank capacity is 250 liters. The engine was paired with an 8-speed UMZ2381 gearbox, which was additionally equipped with a 2-stage planetary demultiplier. The gearbox was equipped with electro-pneumatic control and a pneumatic shift booster. Thanks to the crawler gear, the truck's minimum speed could be as low as 0.9 kilometers per hour. An auxiliary power takeoff system was also installed. The truck's braking system is of the drum type with a hydro-pneumatic drive. Models produced after 2009 use disc brakes. All trucks in the 6505 family are equipped with rear drive axles from Rockwell. The rear drive axle wheels are fitted with dual tires. The chassis and flatbed truck KrAZ 65053 are equipped with 2 types of cabs, an extended cab with a sleeper and a shortened cab. Meanwhile, the KrAZ 65055 dump truck model comes only with a standard short day cab. The KrAZ 65055 is produced in 3 versions with a payload capacity ranging from 16 to 18 tons. In this modification, the KrAZ 65055 IK is equipped with a new cab featuring a plastic hood. Between 1999 and 2008, 4,058 KrAZ 65055 Prorab trucks were produced. In 2009, this truck underwent a major modernization and received a new name, the KrAZ 65055 Hernick M. The vehicle is equipped with an American Cummins L360 engine, which was manufactured under license in China. It has a fast gear transmission. The truck also received a new dump body with a capacity of 12 cubic meters, a reinforced rear balancer suspension, and a new integrated power steering system, which helped reduce the steering effort from 14 to 8 kilograms. The payload capacity of the Hernick M was increased to 20 tons. For transporting construction materials, performing road construction work, or operating in the tough road conditions of quarries. The plant in Kremenchuk produces an all-wheel drive dump truck with a 6x6 wheel configuration, the KrAZ 65032. In the second half of the 2010s, all hooded KrAZ trucks were equipped with Euro 5 class engines, either the UMZ 653 or, in some cases, the Chinese Weichai engines, including on the KrAZ 65053 and KrAZ 65055 models. Meanwhile, the all-wheel drive dump truck 65052 received a new Dongfeng diesel engine. This is an American-licensed V-shaped 6-cylinder Cummins engine with a displacement of 8.9 liters and a power output of 370 horsepower. The transmission is also Chinese, made by Shaanxi under license from Eaton. Starting from the mid-90s, truck production at the plant in Kremenchuk was constantly decreasing. If in 1994 there were 11,124 trucks produced per year, by 2004 this number had dropped to 2,244 vehicles, and another 10 years later it fell even further to just 1,300 trucks per year. There were several reasons for the decline in production figures: the company's poor adaptation to the new market conditions, the lack of a solvent investor with a clear development strategy, political instability in Ukraine, as well as the war with Russia. First, the annexation of Crimea and the limited incursion into the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, and since February 24, 2022, the full-scale military invasion. If all these barriers were removed, including the war, then with proper investment and skilled management, the KrAZ company could very well succeed thanks to such reliable and time-tested trucks as the KrAZ 6505 family.